Okay, solving quadratic equations this time. So it's just like the last video, but we've actually got an equals 0 on. So that makes them equations and not expressions. So how do you solve it? Well, you still factorize the start. So just like in the last video, for this one it's going to be x open bracket x plus 7 equals 0. Now remember, it means this times this is 0, which means either both of them or one of them is 0. So we just assume they're both 0. So to get 0, that x must be 0, so x equals 0, and this x must be minus 7, because minus 7 plus 7 gives 0, so it makes this bracket equal 0. And you might be wondering why we have two values of x. Don't forget that this is all about finding where a curved line crosses the x-axis, and it just means it crosses in two places. It crosses at 0 and it crosses at minus 7, like that. Question 2. So again, factorize it. So double brackets x two numbers that multiply to give minus 6 and add to give minus 1. That is going to be minus 3 and a positive 2. Minus 3 times 2 is minus 6, and minus 3 add 2 is minus 1. So x for this one has got to be 3, because 3 take away 3 gives 0, so that makes this bracket equal 0, so it's 3. And for this one, x has got to be minus 2, because minus 2 plus 2 is 0, so that would make this bracket equal 0, so minus 2. Part 3, so just like in the last video, we've already factorized this, and we get double brackets 2x plus 3 and x plus 1. So to make this one equal 0, this is a tiny bit more complicated. It means this 2x add 3 must give 0, so that means 2x is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0, so if 2x is minus 3, x equals minus 1.5, and whatever it is in this one, minus 1 plus 1 is 0, so x equals minus 1. Question 4. 2x squared plus 16 equals 12x. Oh, actually, get rid of that. Shouldn't have done that, because we've already got an equals there. 2x squared plus 16 equals 12x. So this is our only equation. It's not in its standard form because we want it to equal 0. So let's see about getting rid of that 12x. How would you do that? You would just take it away. Take away 12x from this side, take away 12x from this side gives you 2x squared plus 16 take away 12x equals 0. Okay. Now this might seem like a hard one, just like on the last one, but on this one, if you look, everything is even. 2x squared, 16 minus 12. So what we can actually do here is divide everything by 2, and we can do that because it equals 0. So that'll just divide that by 2, you'll still get 0. So you get x squared plus 8 minus 6x equals 0. Okay, you might prefer it if it was written x squared minus 6x and then the 8 on its own. So if you want, we can write it like that: x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0, and then we'll just factorize it and solve it. So, and you didn't have to rewrite it like that, if you can tell what it is just by looking at it there. X and x, two numbers that multiply to give 8 and add to give minus 6. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 plus 4 is 6, but it's minus, so they're both negative. Minus 2 and minus 4. Minus 2 times minus 4 is 8. Minus 2 added to minus 4 is minus 6. So x is equal to 2, because 2 take away 2 makes this bracket equal 0, and 4, because 4 take away 4 makes this bracket equal 0. So that is how you solve an equation, a quadratic equation, by factorizing.